Hey everyone, it's Untitled Chapter back at it with an Awaken Chaos Era video. And as you saw from our intro, thank you Anonymous for the suggestion on a complete campaign guide. So we're going to be going over all things campaign, some team compositions to run in the early to later stages of campaign, when to transition from campaign into dungeons, what stages to farm, where to farm glyphs, and of course gear sets and elites that you could farm in campaign. And I've also applied this to my spreadsheet, so I'll link that in the description down below. And we're going to go ahead and jump into campaign. If you are enjoying these videos, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and head into the basics of campaign here. So first things first, campaign's divided up into 3 modes: normal, hard, mythic. Mythic is the absolute most desirable one because you're going to get more XP, gold, glyphs, and gear from mythic. And of course, hard is better than normal, but mythic is the best and significantly better than the other 2. And there's really 3 reasons for that. 1, you're going to get more XP. 2, you're going to get more gold and gear, higher tier and more often. And 3, you're going to be getting higher tiered glyphs, which is the most important thing. And one of the reasons why we say do not farm hard, because you're going to double up on your glyphs and eventually your energy is going to be essentially completely useless, or at least half as valuable, because you're only getting XP rather than getting the glyph that you actually need. Because you cannot get legendary glyphs from hard, and you can't even get epic glyphs from hard for majority of the stages. So definitely at least wait till mythic before you start your glyph grind. That's very, very important. So let's go ahead and jump into the hero collection here and suggest a couple of starter team compositions for you all. Now, this will obviously be less valuable for those of you that are starting later on and don't have a free Nathalia. Now, if you're a spender, you're going to have a lot of characters to choose from. So what I suggest is starting with the base of Connor, Nathalia, and then picking 2 more damage dealers up, and that'll be your comp. For those of you that are new to the game and decide to not spend on the game, Connor, Nathalia, again, will be a perfect base because you're going to get Connor for free and then Nathalia for free. And then I would suggest perhaps putting in there in Zachary and taking him to 5 stars, or maybe putting in, another damage dealer like Zatlux if you happen to pull Zatlux. Any AoE / rookie summon damage dealer. So anyone besides Mathasia, essentially from your legendary pools, is going to be solid in the campaign. There's obviously some exceptions. You can be using Black Horde or Mathasia as well as extra support and such, but you really want some extra damage to clear through campaign. Now, when you get later into the game, you'll have this basically standard campaign comp, which is a combination of Nathalia and Zatlux, and then 2 other characters. You'll need a buffer in there to make Nathalia extremely useful. And then the third, damage dealer or support or CC character, which in this case is Tia for me, can be a lot of different things to help you clear through later game stages of Mythic. Now, a couple things before we jump into the actual, stats of the campaign is, first thing is, do not farm up to Chapter 10, Chapter 9, even up to Chapter 6. I think you should, once you reach Chapter 5, you've unlocked most of the glyphs and the locations for them at a decently high level. Trying to push into Chapter 6, 7, and farther than that is actually going to be more difficult for you than beating Queen 12. I personally beat Queen 12 before I was able to farm Chapter 7, I believe. I was able to farm Chapter 6, but before I was able to farm Chapter 7, I was able to beat Queen 12. And this was before all this information we had nowadays. And so just go ahead and beat up to Chapter 5. Farm your legendary glyphs for your Queen 12 team between Chapter 5 and 1, and then transition into Queen 12. Because I know a lot of people are getting stuck and they're asking, oh, should I beat campaign? I think a lot of people, including myself, have been not super specific on beat campaign. They assume that it's going to be all through Mythic, but it's actually mainly just to get to Mythic itself and then farm your legendary glyphs and then transition into Queen 12 earlier on before Chapter 6. Now let's go ahead and jump into the actual stats of campaign on my spreadsheet. So here we are, and I swapped to the other side. We're on my spreadsheet, and this is going to be in the link linked in the description down below. It's going to be attached to my 6-star calculator, which if you look in the bottom left, you'll see that campaign info is the 6th tab, and that is where you'll find this. Now, there's a couple things on this sheet. First off, the redemption codes for those of you new players that need some redemption codes and you're curious where to find them. They're right here. There's the code itself, and there's the reward you're going to be getting. And then we have the actual stage XP, and you can see there's a vast difference between hard and mythic. Now, there is also an energy increase, but again, you can see that there's much more value in mythic than there is in hard, and just some stats there for you to check out. And then there's the gear sets in each stage. This is important because a lot of people have been asking me, where do I farm gear sets? Now, there is some value to farming some gear sets, like the Terra set, I think is especially valuable earlier on. The Raptor set even for some earlier Queen 12 comps. But besides those, I would highly recommend just farming whatever glyph stage that you can do for your character. Meaning, if there are legendary glyphs drops at stage 4, farm stage 4 for that legendary glyph. Do not worry about gear sets. It's a way higher priority to farm your glyphs for your characters. And I will show you in just a second back on my account what I mean by this. Than just getting the sets, because the sets don't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. Now, also, I wanted to mention the obtainable elites that you can get from campaign. We have Rujago, Valuk, Tuzago, and Maluk. They're on stage 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you're probably not going to be able to farm them until much later on. But they are also available in hard and normal if you choose to farm them. Maybe Valuk specifically, for those of you that are starting Queen 12 comps, Valuk could be useful there. So we're back on my account, and I just wanted to mention really quickly where you can farm the glyphs here. So if you click on the glyph menu on any character, and then you click on the scroll here, you'll see that there's a couple different modes that you can farm your glyph in. And this is where a lot of people ask me, what stage do I farm? Well, you farm whatever stage is the highest stage you can farm for that glyph that you're looking to get. So, for example, I want this glyph. You should farm 9-6 Mythic because I could farm 9-6 Mythic. Well, if you can't farm 9-6 Mythic, then farm 7-6 and then farm 3-6 if you can't. Mythic in general is a really, really good campaign to farm. You don't really need to farm at stage 9, 10, 8, 7. You don't need to farm those higher end stage Mythics to get a lot of value out of your energy. All you need to do is get to Mythic so you can start farming your legendary glyphs in general. That's super, super important. So hopefully that helped you all out with some of the questions you had about campaign. I know, as I mentioned, I got a lot of questions about this, so I decided to make a video on it, and hopefully this helped. If you are enjoying these videos, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one.